Hey there, it's me, Peter from Get Indie Gaming. Between the team we play a whole heap of indie games each week, and today we're carrying on with our countdown of 5 of the best ones we've played over the past few days that you might not have seen. At number 5, Mech Brawl launched on the PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox December 4th. And while we've yet to play the single player and probably never will, the competitive modes are terrific fun either in local co-op or online. The 1v1 mode is all good, although things really step up to AAA levels of multiplayer goodness when playing with 3 other pals, be this in a free-for-all style or team-based play. Things get even better when 4 players get together to control one bot, each of you controlling a different limb of the mech. This affords such a funny and yet rewarding experience where you as a team must balance your movement and cooperate together. Of course, in our experience, this turns into a huge but well-meaning bun fight across the living room with the air turning blue as each player blames the others for the on-screen failings. Mech Brawl was a huge surprise as we honestly didn't think it would be any good. Sure, it reminds us of the Transformer cartoons from way back when, and the environments are bright and colourful, and yet before playing we had this marked as something to fill up maybe an hour or so before moving on. We were quite wrong, and given the competitive nature of the folks within our small collective, we're going to be playing this all the way through the coming holiday period and well into the new year. Out this past Tuesday the 4th on the PC, Grapple Force Arena popped out amongst many of the other games this week, mostly due to its cute Mega Drive-like graphics and interesting looking platforming. We've been feeling nostalgic for such games of late, although anything we play and review with a retro feel, we certainly measure it by the current generation's expectations and not, say, those of the early 90s. Grapple Force Arena certainly meets this criteria. It plays fast with an easy flow, helped by a well thought out mouse and keyboard control option, and a grapple hook system that's easy to play with and as good as the recent Flint hook. If this is your type of thing, then Grapple Force Arena would make for a good couple of evenings worth of play. Our number 3, Beholder 2, is perhaps unsurprisingly the successor to Beholder, although unlike the original this sequel has had a completely revamped art style and gameplay. The 2.5D building strategy affair has been replaced with a 3D world where you play as Evan Redgrave, a new employee at the Ministry which has all the hallmarks of the central bureaucracy of Futurama. Now that's worth a Google for anyone who misses that particular reference. Much of the fun we've had over the past week or so with this comes from how open it feels. You're free to play however you want, choosing to look at subverting the government or play the career politician and step on as many necks as you see fit to gain promotion. Now on this, while clearly your decisions and actions have consequences, there's no sense outside of your own moral compass on what is a good or bad decision. The game leaves that sense of right or wrong to you and plays out accordingly. This gives multiple endpoints based on how you've played. We found it really rather intriguing and rewarding. We had a few issues with the odd glitch here and there, although we didn't see anything game-breaking. So as we said, do we really think it's fun? Well, yes. We would caveat this by saying, like Papers, Please, it's a deeply thought-provoking offering that won't appeal to everyone. It's worth accepting this before you step into Evan's shoes. We featured Iris Fall, our runner-up in this week's show, a few times, and we've spent a solid chunk of the week just gone getting to grips with its puzzles. Now let's be clear, as a group we think we're reasonably smart, and yet some of the tasks had us sitting head in hands, seeking some sort of intervention to guide us through to a solution. Sure, there's plenty of Let's Plays or walkthroughs somewhere to offer the necessary nudge, and yet so far we haven't done so. Like Gorogoa from late last year, solving each of the puzzles one by one gives a real sense of achievement and a little buzz of excitement. Some of them are certainly obtuse, and the design choice to prevent your character from being able to jump, well, that would have made the puzzling that much easier and had us at times shouting at the TV in annoyance. It's not really possible to look too closely at the story without spoilers. It can be as confusing as the puzzles, although as you move further into it the plot develops, and while we haven't quite yet finished it, we're thinking it won't end as we first thought. As you can see, Iris Fall is beautiful to look at with its sparse colour scheme and gorgeous artistry. The cutscenes also put us in mind of a particular studio whose name we've constantly mispronounced over the years, so we'll choose to avoid saying this so as to not cause any offence. Feel free to drop the name in the phonetic spelling down below in the comments, that would be most helpful. So if, like us, you're fans of these puzzle type of games, you're definitely going to want to check out Iris Fall. The number 1 we've played this week was first revealed back in 2014 and had a surprise launch this week on Xbox and the PC. There's nothing terribly original going on here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, and Ashen tailgoats the Dark Souls series most openly with its control scheme, ritual stones instead of bonfires, and other such replications as light and heavy attacks, with the dodge being a key element to parts of the combat. In retrospect, let's call Ashen what it is. It's a Dark Souls tribute, and you know what? Aside from the tedious dungeon sections, it more than holds its own with what it does. It looks great too, with its colour palette reminding us of a favourite set of jeans after one too many spins throughout the washing machine. Slightly washed out, but still beautifully comfortable. The environment, more open and roomy than Dark Souls, are full of creatures and other critters, with a breed of floating whales a particular highlight. The NPC aspect associated with building your camp is superb. You start off with something reasonably grotty, which builds and builds as you interact with others who join your camp to help it grow. Ashen is something of a delightful surprise. The online aspects and playing with others is something we need more time with. So far we've simply focused on playing offline, so there's still more for us to see before passing comment. We love the stripped back combat and easy to manage stamina focus aspects of it. Well, in truth, we probably like this, in some ways, actually many ways, more than the game it so decently imitates. Ashen, our game of the week.